Grease up the state and registry. La Yashal. Ahmadi, which means to stand. Wapanyaha for dumb and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakufka, Daba'a, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, the thunder nawa, Lakam, Kal, the Wum, Wasalak nawa, Kabawak nawa, Kasalak nawa, Kabawak nawa, Wala'a, Gabaya'a nawa, Banasayawan, Abo, Hawashai nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wata, Prawa, La Awalamyam, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ukosha, the thunder nawa. Hakak, Hakak, Lava Pa'ah. Kamakala, Wakamadawa, Hakak, Lakahar, Hamadazarayim, Hakak, Lahapuyim, Hamafium, Hakak, Al Rakawa, Hatama Allah, Lagarashan, Bashim Yawashad, the water Aman. Like it in the English. Yahweh, in the name Yahweh, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratasa, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Ragalika, Al-Yanawam, Shemorka, Hanan, La'ay-Yanawam, Wala'ay, Yashun, Shawamor, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Yahweh, Shemorka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yumyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Valayala, Yahweh, Yashamorka, Makawarai, Yashamor, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamor, Tazaafka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'aita, Wa'aid, Awilam, Aman. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Dafarash, Wa Al Dashakwat, Al Kayahana, Al Yabika, Yahama Yawan, Wamashinayaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al La'imaka, Ya'arayamwa, Sawad, Wayata Ya'ai Tazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Armorawa, Lakawa, Wanakakigam, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwan, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Lab, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Barya, Yakarakwa, Aholia, Adawam, Wayashama'alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyam, Gabor, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashah, Am Yashabya, Tazawar, Gama Ashabor, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zawawai, the Bunya Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadian, Kasayastara'a, Kayabyan, Banakal, Barakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Va'ayanga Ara, Hayawa, the man, the Adama, Shayathamwa, Nadayawa, Kaira, because the Abba, because the Bak, because the Zalmanai, Call, Nasiyakumwa, Ashore, Amora, Nayabasha, Nawa Ab Naawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagaugala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, the Ba'ira Yaira, Wakalahaba, the Lahat, Haryam, Khan, the Redatma, Basa Iraka, Wabasama Paka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Palawan, Waya Bakwashwa, Shumka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Bahawa, Aya, Waya Kapawa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Daiwa, Kaya, Ada, Shumka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yuwan, Al Karha, Rataza, Aman. In the English, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the book of Kasan, which prayers that endure. They became as dung for the earth. Make the nobles like Oreb, and like Zaeb, yea, all their princes as Abba, and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame set up the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. It's like an art the Most High over all the earth. So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew. Brakatha Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, wa Mayaka'ala, wa Alahayim, wa Tazab Ya'a, Alawak Yahana, ha Alawakyim, ha Saranyim, ha Kodazayanyim, ha Koyoyonyim, wa Awakyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, the Wada Aman. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding, General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Saw, which means to turn. Yeshavium, which means to be seated. All right, Shalom, Israel. That's the Lord's Sabbath service right here in Virginia. We left off, so we're going to begin in Genesis chapter 6. In the Hebrew, verse 1. Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. Wayahaya kaya hakal ha-adam larab al panya ha-adama wabanwa yalak wa lacham. Verse 2. Wayara'awa banya ha-alahayim af banwa ha-adam kaya tabaf tabaf hana wayakwakwa lacham laham nashim makar lashar Bakarwa, verse 3, where Yamar Yahweh La'ah, Yadawan, it's like Yadawan, Barak, it's like Rakaya, Ba'adam, La'alma, La'alam, it's like it, Ilam, La'alam, Bashagam, Ha'a, Bashar, Wahayawa, Yamyawa, Ma'ah, it's like Ma'ah, wa Aisharayim, wa Asharayim, it's like wa Asharayim, Shana. Verse 4, Hanapal, Hayawa, Ba'arataza, Bayamyam, Haham, Wagam, Akarya, Khan, Ashar, Yaba'awa, Banya, Alahayim, Al, Banwa, Adam, Wayalakwa, Laham, Hama, Hanagabaryam, Ashar, Ma'aiwalam, Anashia, Hasham. Verse 5, Wayara'a, Yahweh Kaya, Rabba, Ra'aith, Ra'ai ha'adam, ba'arataza wakal, yatazar, makashabaf, labwa, rak, rai, kal, hayawam. Verse 6, wayanakam, Yahweh kaya, Aisha, ha'adam, ba'arataza, wayata aitazab, wayata aitazab, al, labwa. Verse 7, wayamar Yahweh amaka, ha'adam, ashar, bara'af, ya, ma'ayel, hanya, ha'adama, ma'adam, Aid, Bahama, Aid, Ramash, Wa'aid, Wa, Hashemayim, Kaya, Nakamaf, it's like Nakamaf, ya, Kaya, Ashayatma. In the English, Genesis chapter 1, Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. Verse 2, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. Verse 3, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. Verse 4, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Verse 5, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. All right, and sidebar real quick. All right, the wickedness of men was great in the earth. That's how you know that this is talking about actual humans and men, and not some imaginary giants. All right, context is everything. Verse 6, and repented the Lord that he made men of the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Verse 7, and the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for repent of me that I have made them. All right. Verse 8 in the Hebrew, Genesis chapter 6, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Wanak mataza'ah, slag mataza'ah khan, ba'ayan Yahweh. Verse 9, Allah, Dawalada, Nak Ayash, Tazadayak, Tamayim, like it, Tamayam, Haya, Badaraf Yawa, Alahayim, Hadahalak, Nak. Verse 10, Wayawalak, Nak, Shalasha, Banyam, Sham, Kham, Wa'af, Yapaf. Verse 11, wana shakaf ha'arataza lapanya ha'alahayim wada mala'a ha'arataza Hamas, it's like Hamas. Verse 12, waya ra'a alahayim ha'arataza wana nak, it's like wahana na shakaf, it's like na shakata, it's like wana shakata kaya Kaya Hashamak, Slake Hashakaya, Kal Bashar Darak Wa'al Ha'arataza. Verse 13, Wayamar Alahayim Lanak Quataza, Kal Bashar Lapanya Kaya, Mala'a Ha'arataza, Hamas, Mapanyaham, Wayananya, Slake Wahananya, Hashamak, Slake Mashakaya, Ma'af Ha'arataza. Verse 14, Aisha, verse 14, Aisha Laka, Taba, Aitazaya, Gapar, Kwanayam, Da Aisha, Hataba, Wakanapara, Ata, Manaya, Wama Hakawataza, Bakapar. No, I'll finish it. Yeah, kind of perfect. All right. We're going to get in the Hebrew, in the English, starting at verse 8, Genesis chapter 6, verse 8 in the Hebrew. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Most High. Verse 9, these are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. Verse 10, and Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Verse 11, the earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. Verse 12, all right, verse 12, and God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his ways upon the earth. Verse 13, and God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Verse 14, make thee an ark of gopher wood. Room shall thou make in the ark, and shall pitch it within and without the pitch, like it, and without with pitch. All right. Verse 15, Genesis chapter 6, verse 13 in the Hebrew. Da Aisha Ata Shalash Ma'awa 300 Ma'awa Ama Arak Hanadaba Hamash like Hamashim Ama Makaba Washalashim Ama Karamatha. Verse 16. Tazahar da Aisha Ladaba Wa'al Ama da Kalana Mala Slaki Mala Ma'al Slaki Mala Ma'ila wa Pasak Hataba but Tazada the Shayim Slaki the Shayim the Khafyim Shanyam Slaki Shanayam Shanayim Slaki Shanayim wa Shalashim the Aisha. Verse 17, wa Anya the Nunya ma baya'al hamabawal mayam al harataza lashaka kal bashar ashar ban raka hayam batakha hashamayim kal ashar barataza yaganawai. Verse 18, wa hakormathya barayatya Afka Waba'at Al Hanaba Hataba Asa Waba Waban Wabanyaka Wa Ashayatka Wanashia Banyaka Afka. Verse 19, Wamakal Hakaya Makal Bashar Shanayam Makal, it's like a Shanyam, that should be two. Shanyam Makal, it's like a Makal, Daba Ya'al, Al, Hasaba, Lachak, it's like a Lahakayat, a car, Afka, the car, Wanakoba, it's like a Wanakoba Yahayawa. Verse 20, Wama Iwa, it's like a Maha Iwa, Lamayana, it's like a Lamayan. Lamayan Hawa Waman Haba Hama Lamayana Makal Ramash Ha'adama Lamayana Hawa Shanyam Makal Yaba'awa Ala Audika Yahakaya Wa. Verse 21, Wa Ata Kwak Naka Makal Ma'akal Ashar Ya'akal Wa Isapat Al Yaka wa haya laka walaham la'akal or wa'akala. Verse 22, we're going to just finish it out. Wa ya Aisha not kakal ashar tazawa atwa alahayim kan Aisha. All right, we're going to start at verse 8. It's like it. We're going to start at verse 14 and make our way all the way down. Like it, verse 15. And this, Genesis chapter 6, verse 15 in the English, and this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. Verse 16, a window shalt thou make to the ark, and a cubit shalt thou finish above it. And the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof, with lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. Verse 17, and behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. Verse 18, but with thee will I establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. Verse 19, and of every living thing of all the flesh, two of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. Verse 20, of fowls after their kind, and of cattle of their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after this kind, two of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. Verse 21, and take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee, and for them. Verse 22. Thus did Noah according to all that God commanded him, so did he. Genesis chapter 7 in the Hebrew. Wayamar, Wayahawa, Lanak, Ba'a, Ata, Wakal, Bayafka, Al, Hataba, Kaya, Afka, Ra'ayataya, Tazadayak, Lapanya, Bada War, Haya, verse 2. Makar, Habahama, Saga, Habahama, Hata Hawar, Slagit, Hata Awara, the Kwa, Laka, Shabaya, Ayash, wa Ash, wa Ashafwa, it's like wa Ashafwa, Waman, Haba Hama, Ashar La'a, Tahara, Hawa Shanyam, Ayash, wa Ashafwa. Verse 3. Gam Ma'aiwa, Hashemayim, Shabaya, Zakar, Wana Kwaba, La Hayawa, Zarai, Al Panya, Kala, Arataza. Verse 4. Kaya, La Yum, Iwan, Shabaya, Anakia, Mama Tayar, it's like Mama Tayar, Al Arataza, Arabayim, Yawam, wa Arabayim, Layala, Wama Kayafya, Kal, Hayakawam, Ashar, Aishayafya, Ma'al, Panya, Adama. Verse 5, Waya Aisha, Nak Kal, Ashar, Tazawawa, Yahweh. Verse 6, Wanak Ban Shasha Ma'ah, it's like Ma'awa, Shana, Wahamabawal, it's like Wahamabawal, Hayam, Ayam, Allah, Rataza. Verse 7, Waya Ba'a, Nak, Wabanyawa, Wa Ashaf, it's like Wa Ashafwa, Wanashya, Banyawa, Afwa, Al, Hazaba, Mapanya Maya, Hamabawal. In the English, Genesis chapter 7, verse 1 in the English, and the Lord said unto Noah, Come down and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Verse 2, of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, a male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by two, the male and his female. Verse 3, of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. All right. Verse 4, for yet 7 days and will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. Verse 5, and Noah did according unto all that the Most High the Lord commanded him. Verse 6, and Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. Verse 7, and Noah went in, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him into the ark because of the waters of the flood. Genesis chapter 7, verse 8 in the Hebrew. Man, Haba Hama, Matahawara, Waman, Haba Hama, Ashar, Ayanaha. It's like Ayan, it's like Ayanaha, Tahara, Waman, Iwa, Wakal, Ashar, Ramash, Al, Adama. Verse 9. Shanyam, Shanyam, Ba'al, Wa'al, Nak, Al, Hataba, Zakar, Wana Kwaba, Ashar, Tazawa, Alahayim, Af, Nak. Verse 10, Wayahaya, Lashabai, Hayamyam, Wamaya, Hababawal, Hayawa, Al, Harataza. Verse 11, Bashanaf, Shama, Wa Shana, La Khayaya, Nak, Bakadash, it's like it, Bakadash, Ashanya, Bashabaya, it's like it, Bashabaya, Aishar, Yawam, La Kadash by Yawam, Hazah, like Hazah, Naba Choir, Wakal, Ma Ayanat, the Hawam Rabah, Wa Arabah, Hashamayim, not Pasakwa. Verse 12, Wayahaya, Hana, Hagasham, Al Harataza, Arabayim, Yawam, Wa Arabayim, Layala. Verse 13, Ba'itazam, Hayawam, Hazah, Ba'a, Nak, Washam, Wakam, waya paf, banya, nak, wa ashaf, nak, wa shalashaf, nashya, banyawa, athma, al, like it, athma, al, hatha, like it, hathaba, verse 14. Hama will call Hakaya, Hakaya, Lamayana will call Haba Hama, Lamayana will call Haramash, Al Harataza, Lamayana will call Haiwa, Lamayana will call Tazapawar, call Kana. Verse 8, Genesis chapter 7, verse 8 in the English. Of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth. There went in two and two unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as God had commanded Noah. Verse 10, and it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. Verse 11, in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. Verse 12, and the rain was open, and the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. Verse 13, in the self same day entered Noah, and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark. Verse 14, they and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. Genesis chapter 7, verse 15 in the Hebrew. We're going to finish it out from here. Verse 15, Wayaba al nak al hataba shanyam makal habashar ashar bawa raka hayayam chayayam. Verse 16, wahabaayam zakar wana kobam makal bashar ba'awa ka ashar tazawa atwa alahayam waya sagam like waya sagar yahawa ba'aid. Verse 17, wayahaya Hama bawal, Sakya, Hama bawal, Arabayim, Yawam, Al, Rataza, waya Rabya, Saya waya Rabwa, Hamayim, waya Sha'al, wa the ba, wa the Ram, Al, Rataza. Verse 18, waya Gabarwa, Sakya, waya Gabarwa, Hamayim, waya Rabwa, Ma'ad, Al, Rataza. What the lock Hazabah al Panya Hamayim. Verse 19. Wahamayim Gabarwa Ma'ad al Harataza waya Kaswa Kal Haharyam Hagabar Sakit Hagabayim Ashar Akaf Sakit Zakaf Kal Hashemayim. Verse 20. Hamash Aishra, Ama, Malama'ila, Malama'ila, Gabar, Hamayim, Waya Sakas, Waya Kaswa, Hahoyim. Verse 21, Waya Gawai, Kal, Bashar, Haramash, Al Harataza, Ba'aiwa, Wabahama, Wabak, Wabahaya, Wabakar, Hasharataza. Hashabataza, Al Ha'arataza, Wakal Ha'adam. Verse 22, Kal Ashar, Nashama, Raka, Chayayim, Ba'atyawa, Makal Ashar, Bakaraba, Matwa. Verse 23, Wayama Ad Kal Hayakawam Ashar, Al Panya Ha'adama, Ma'adam Aid, Bahama Aid, Ramash, Wa'aid, Aiwa, Hashemayim. Waya makwa man ha'arataza waya sha'ar waya sha'ar not wa ashar atwa bata ba. Verse 24, waya gabar wa hamayim al ha'arataza hashemayim wa ma'af yawam. All right, starting with Genesis chapter 7, verse 15 in the English. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. Verse 16, and they that went in male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. Verse 17, and the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased, and bare up the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth. Verse 18, and the waters prevailed, and wherein increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters. Verse 19, and the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. Verse 20, 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. Verse 21, and all the flesh died that moved upon the earth, both fowl and of cattle and of beasts and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man. Verse 22, all in whose nostrils was the breath of life of all that was in the dry land died. Verse 23, and every living substance was destroyed which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and the creeping things, and the fowls of the heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. Verse 24, and the waters prevailed upon the earth in 150 days. All right, Imagine what means to stand, just us up here. La Yashala. Imagine what means to stand. What Panyaha Kudam and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shabka, Yahweh, Malakka, Daba'a, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanawa, Lakam, Kal Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kabawak, Nawa, Kasalak, Nawa, Kabawak, Nawa, Wala'a, Dabiya'a, Nawa, Bada Sayawan, Abo, Hawashai, Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wata, Prawa, La Awalamyam, Aman. In the English, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Babu Koshana, Thunder Nawa, Hakak, Lama Pa'a, Kamakala, Wakamarawa, Hakak, Ratahar, Hamad Zarayan, Hakak, Lahakwayim, Hamathim, Hakak, Awakawa, Patama Ala Garashan, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Wadaman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a ayanya, all haharya, ma'ayanya, ba'a, Isaiah ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemaya, ba'aratasa, al yatan, lamawat, regalika, al yanawam, shamar, ka, hanala, yanawam, mala'aya, yashan, shawamar, yasha'ala, Yahweh, shamar, ka, Yahweh, tazalka, al yad, yamyanka, Yawamam, hashamash, la'aya, ka, wa yarad, walayala, Yahweh, yashamar, ka, makao, rai, yashamar, after pashka, Yahweh Yashamar Taza'aka Wawa'aka Ma'ita Wa'ai Awalam Aman. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore, so be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew, Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Karash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, Awayabdaka, Yahama Yawan, Wama Shanayaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Ya Arayamwa, Sawan, Wayata Ya'aitazawa, Al Tazapuwanika, Amorwa, Lakawa, Wanakaki, the Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shamya Sha'ala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa'aitazawa, Lab, Yakadwa, Audika, Boyap, Yakarakwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashama Alaya, Mawa'aba, Hagoyim, Gabor, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Pralashat, Amyashabia, Tazawar, Gama Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam Hajiwa, Zawawai, Zabanya Lawat Salah, Aishala Ham Kamadian, Kasaya Saba'a Kayabia, Banakar, Wayashwa, Nashamagwa, Ba'ayanda Ara, Hajiwa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamba, Nadayamawa, Ka'ira, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabat, Wakazamana, Kar, Nasiya Kampwa, Ashore, Amora, Naya Bashar, Lanawa, Afna Awa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamba, Kagavila, Kakwashla, Panjaraka, Ka'asta, Ba'ira, Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Kalahat, Haryam, Khan, Daradakma, Pasa'ira, Kawabasa, Paska, Sabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Waya Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Bahawa, Aya Ai, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya the Iowa, Kayak, Ada, Shamka, Yahawa, Labaka, Al Yawan, Al Kala, Rataza, Aman. In the English, like it, in the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hated ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Ben, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Orad, and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as the Munah who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, as the flame sets the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, wa Mayaka'ala, wa Alahayam, Matazab Ya'a, Alawak Yahana, Ha Alawakyam, Hasaranyam, Ha Kudazayanyam, Ha Kayayayam, wa Awakyam Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, the water Aman. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. The prayer of the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now, to the evils and curses, and punishment and destruction, to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school, to the evils and curses, and punishment of destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force the riches to enter thy sanctuary, to the evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Positive Kamatami, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting the words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues take the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it's the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake out thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. Bless Israel in Hebrew, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Benawa, Wa Yasha'ala, Waha Bayaf Saparim, Barak, Bapa, Magun, Hagun, Wa Hashem Yahweh Shai, the water Aman. Just me up here, what we just said in English, Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school, bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshavium for the sisters. The sisters can now be seated. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amadi, Torah, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah Brakatham, Yanamata, Sar, La'agwakim, sisters, Amadi, Babu Pasha. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadu Shabbat, Amadi, Torah, Yahweh Shamar, Alathan, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Yanamata. With that, dismissed.